Breaking news tonight, Sean Diddy Combs has been arrested in a Manhattan hotel this evening after a grand jury indicted the music mogul. His attorney tells CNN that he is currently being processed. The charges are unclear as of this moment.
If you're a halfway intelligent person, when do you start questioning how lucky some keep getting?
Right.
Sean Diddy Combs, once hailed as the king of hip-hop and a cultural icon, now finds himself in the midst of one of the darkest chapters of his life. His fall from grace has been nothing short of shocking to both fans and the media. Yet, beyond the sensational headlines and courtroom drama lies a deeper story, one of a family torn apart by fear, betrayal, and heartbreak. As Diddy fights for
walls of the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn,
his family is caught in an emotional storm, one that could leave lasting scars long after the trial is over.
So Diddy, if you're just joining us here, was just arrested and taken into federal custody in New York tonight. Sources tell TMZ Homeland Security swooped into a Midtown hotel late Monday where Diddy was staying, and they arrested him.
Diddy's daughters have reportedly been the most deeply affected by their father's arrest and incarceration. Sources close to the family claim they've broken down multiple times, overwhelmed by the harsh realities of his current situation. Having grown up in the comfort of luxury, shielded from the world's struggles, they are now forced to face a nightmare they never imagined. Watching their father go from a confident, larger-than-life figure to a man visibly thinner and grayer has been heartbreaking. During his most recent court hearing, Diddy was seen mouthing the words, "You okay?" to one of his sons, a moment that left his daughters in tears. It served as a stark reminder of how fragile the father they once saw as untouchable has become.
Incredible. And, it brings into context our whole system of innocent until proven guilty. Why is he not being given bond? And, we could debate that all day long. Of all people that's unlikely to flee or get away, well, he's got the resources to flee, but he's so recognizable. And isn't he innocent until proven guilty? Well, yeah, but, we have to recognize there are degrees of innocence.
Insiders say Diddy's daughters have been struggling to come to terms with the reality that their father, the man who once ruled the music industry and built an empire, is now behind bars in one of the country's most notorious detention centers. While the family's Manhattan representatives have remained tight-lipped, whispers from those close to the Combs circle suggest that the girls are not only heartbroken,
A concern, no judge wants to wake up and read the headlines the next day, oh, they treated this guy special and they gave him bond, and now he's gone and he fled from justice. So that's what's in the back of most judges' minds. On the other hand, we deal with cases where clients have significant funds sometimes. Sometimes where there's money, you can craft a unique solution. Years ago it was the ankle bracelet and the ankle monitor.
In private conversations, Diddy's daughters have reportedly expressed deep concern about their father's health, fearing that the stress of his situation could break him down completely. Their worry is not unfounded. Reports from the detention center paint a grim picture of his life behind bars. The once vibrant mogul is said to have lost a significant amount of weight, and his health is rumored to be declining. Observers at his court appearances have noted his ashen complexion and gaunt frame, sparking speculation that prison life is taking a severe toll on him. It's not just the physical changes that are alarming, it's the mental strain as well. Diddy is allegedly refusing to eat prison meals, fearing they may be contaminated or tampered with. This paranoia has only deepened his family's anxiety as they try to comprehend how the man who once seemed invincible is now consumed by fear.
With all the money he has and all the resources he has, they couldn't craft some solution that lets him be under some form of house arrest. And again, it sounds like special treatment, but the truth of the matter is, to incarcerate somebody like him is expensive to all of us.
Diddy's daughters aren't the only ones feeling the pressure. The entire family is reportedly in turmoil, with tensions running high as they navigate the fallout from his arrest. Some family members are said to be rallying behind him, determined to protect his legacy and fight for his freedom, while others seem to be distancing themselves, wary of the potential damage his legal battles could bring to their own lives. Rumors have even surfaced about disagreements within the family, adding to the already complicated situation.
He was last 3 years old.
I don't have like a lot of memories of my father. You know, they say, you know, you can't miss something you never had. So that's only a little ways right, you know. There's definitely been times as I've gotten older that I've missed my father.
Whispers have emerged that some relatives are already discussing how Diddy's assets might be divided if the worst happens. This alleged infighting has only deepened the family's emotional wounds, creating a rift that may be impossible to heal. One source close to the family described the situation as a complete mess, claiming that Diddy's children, particularly his daughters, feel caught in the middle. On one hand, they want to believe in their father's innocence and support him unconditionally, but on the other, they're struggling to reconcile the shocking allegations with the man they've always known and loved. The emotional toll has reportedly led to sleepless nights, tearful arguments, and moments of doubt that have shaken the family to its core. Adding to their distress is the hostile environment Diddy now calls home. The Metropolitan Detention Center has been described by former inmates as hell on earth, a place plagued by violence, unsanitary conditions, and relentless psychological pressure. Reports of inmate altercations, power outages, and inadequate medical care have made headlines for years, and Diddy's family is fully aware of the dangers he faces daily. According to sources, his daughters are terrified that something might happen to him inside, whether it's an act of violence or the long-term effects of the harsh conditions.
Thought Diddy would be throwing all his celebrity mates under the bus.
I mean, that could potentially be coming when it's time for court and when it's time for him to testify. But what we're seeing right now is how important public relations really are to Sean Combs. He's desperately trying to control the narrative behind bars, allowing his attorneys to do documentaries.
The fear of poisoning, which has reportedly led Diddy to avoid prison meals, has only intensified his family's concerns. While some may dismiss his worries as paranoia, those familiar with the detention center's reputation argue that his fears aren't entirely unfounded. The facility has long been criticized for its lack of security and the influence of outside connections, creating an environment where anything seems possible. Diddy's decision to rely on commissary snacks, like chips and honey buns instead of consuming prepared meals, has sparked debate within his family. Some see it as a necessary precaution, while others fear it's a sign that the stress is beginning to take a toll on him. But it's not just the external dangers that haunt Diddy's daughters. It's the thought of him suffering in isolation. The hip-hop mogul is reportedly being held in the Special Housing Unit, a section of the jail reserved for high-profile inmates. While it may offer extra security, it also means extreme isolation. Former inmates have described the experience as mentally draining, with little to no human interaction for days at a time. For a man who built his career on charisma and connection, the loneliness must feel unbearable. Sources claim Diddy's daughters have been struggling to come to terms with the idea of their father spending the holidays alone in a cold, sterile cell, far removed from the warmth of family gatherings.
Just to tell the truth, so hopefully we can get down to the bottom of this. I'm 100%, the charges against me are 100% false, and hopefully due to time, we'll start to see that.
The contrast between Diddy's lavish past and his grim present couldn't be starker. Just months ago, he was seen enjoying a carefree day in Central Park, playing hacky sack and basking in the adoration of fans. Now, he wakes up on a steel bed, in an 8x10 cell, staring at cinder block walls and relying on a thin 112-inch mattress for comfort. The man who once had the world at his feet is now confined to a space smaller than his walk-in closet, a reality that's as shocking for his family as it is for his fans. The emotional weight of the situation has reportedly left Diddy's daughters questioning everything they once idolized. They grew up seeing their father as a symbol of strength and resilience, but now they're being forced to confront his vulnerabilities. Sources close to the family say the girls have been leaning on each other for support, often breaking down in private moments as they process the enormity of what's happening. Friends of the family have described the girls as heartbroken but fiercely loyal, determined to stand by their father, even as the world around them seems to crumble. Meanwhile, whispers of betrayal within the family have only added to the daughter's emotional burden. Rumors suggest that certain relatives, perhaps those less directly dependent on Diddy's fortune, are beginning to distance themselves from the scandal. Some are allegedly more focused on protecting their own reputations than supporting him, a development that has caused tension during family discussions. The daughters, however, are said to be unwavering in their support, even as they face criticism from those who believe Diddy's legal troubles are too damaging to defend.
Well, Sierra, anything's possible, right? But now this judge has an even harder time, I think, because the past judge locked him up, didn't let him out, and he's still there available for trial. If the new judge lets him out on bond and something goes wrong, and this isn't the analysis that I'm proud to make, right? We shouldn't be saying, well, judges are worried about their own skin and how they look if something bad happens.
Perhaps the most heartbreaking aspect of this saga is the toll it's taking on Diddy's family. While his daughters are undoubtedly struggling with their father's situation, his sons are facing their own emotional battles. King Combs, who has followed in his father's footsteps as a hip-hop artist, was recently photographed leaving the courthouse after a pre-trial conference. The expression on his face said it all. Part determination, part sorrow, and perhaps even a hint of disbelief. For a family that has always presented itself as united and strong, the cracks are starting to show, and the weight of this ordeal is becoming too much to ignore. Even with the family's support, rumors persist that Diddy's inner circle is shrinking. Some speculate that his legal troubles have left him feeling isolated, with fewer people he can truly trust. A former associate who once worked closely with him described the situation as a lonely fall from the top. They added, "When everything's going great, everyone wants to be around you. But when things go wrong, you start to realize who's really in your corner." As the trial date approaches, the pressure is mounting from all sides. Diddy's lawyers are working tirelessly to craft a defense capable of withstanding the prosecution's aggressive approach. Meanwhile, the public's obsession with the case shows no signs of letting up. Every new development, no matter how small, is met with a flurry of reactions, ranging from outrage to sympathy to outright disbelief. For Diddy, the stakes couldn't be higher. This isn't just about avoiding a conviction. It's about holding on to the empire he's spent his entire life building. It's about proving to his family, his fans, and himself that he's more than the allegations against him. But with his reputation already in tatters and his resources stretched thin, the question remains, can Diddy win this fight? Or will this mark the end of an era? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, stay tuned for more celebrity gossip and breaking stories.